opportunity of this bill?
I thank the Noble Lord the Minister for his answer, and I'll pick up that point about animal welfare and indeed pick up the points from the Noble Lord, Lord Krebs, talking particularly about the pigs in the US, which have been gene engineered, or rather gene disrupted, to make them resistant to the porcine reproductive and respiratory syndrome. This is a case of knocking out one gene in these pigs. Now, we know that any given strain of a virus mutates at a rapid rate. We've only got to look at COVID-19, where you have pigs held in the kind of crowded, dangerous conditions in which we know pigs are held in the US. The virus is going to mutate very quickly. We have been through this so many times. We have this with, we've got resistance to pesticides, we've got resistance to a single disease from one gene, and then, of course, it goes. This is the way the biology works, as the Noble Lord, Lord Winston was saying. And we hold those pigs in the kind of crowded, dangerous conditions where PRRS is a concern. And remember, this genetic change is only against that one disease. And then swine flu arrives. There's nothing in those pigs that's going to protect them against swine flu or indeed prevent the risk of that becoming a zoonosis and switching over the species barrier into humans. So however we continue those farming type practices, and this brings me picking up the point from the Noble Lord the Minister and indeed Noble Lord Lord Taylor of Holbeach, who said this is the only way we're going to feed the world, this is the only way we can get more production. Of course, that is utterly what we were saying in the 20th century. The discussion on Friday I raised, and it's only a preprint, but it reflects the direction of the new biology that the Noble Lord Lord Krebs said there's a centre of gravity, but of course we also know there's tipping points. And the new biology acknowledges that a wheat plant, every other complex organism, is a holobiont. It operates as a complex of the main, what we think of as the plant, bacteria and fungi that work together. And a preprint that showed that when a wheat crop is dealing with drought, the epigenetic changes, the kind of changes the Noble Lord Lord Winston was talking about, where the plant adapts to the circumstances, has its genes expressed in different ways, the changes were overwhelmingly happening in the bacteria and the fungi. It's not the genetics of the wheat plant at all. So I do not accept that this is the way to feed the world without tackling a whole other issues of poverty and inequality and food waste, of feeding perfectly good food to animals. We need good management of soils. We need crop diversity. That is how we feed the world. Now, I feel a sense of despair at this point. I have no alternative but to withdraw my amendment with great reluctance, but I really hope your Lordship's House has listened particularly to the speech of the Noble Lord Lord Winston, and the government has listened to this as we go forward from here.
Is it your Lordship's pleasure that Amendment 1 be withdrawn?